Hello, Tom. Thanks for sending your swing to the Golf Digest Challenge. I'm Mike Richards, and I'll be analyzing your swing today. Hey, looking at this swing, you actually probably have a pretty good game score-wise. Well, let's kind of touch up a couple things. I think this is a 6-iron you kind of sent in here. I think you sent in a 6-iron and a driver. And I want to look at the ball position right off the bat. So you've got that played where probably a driver ought to be played. And that's a little too far forward with your 6-iron. So that's number one thing I'd have you do. Ball position, if you will. I'd put that ball position for a 6-iron almost back where the yellow line is. So it's got to be moved back probably about a good inch and a half. Now, what that's going to do for you, and I took some time to really diagnose this and look at this thing. You actually have a pretty good setup and swing other than that. And the way you swing the golf club, it looks pretty good. You get back okay. But now I want you to watch how much sliding goes on. So you've really gotten yourself out in front of that ball. Look at your head related to that red line. The left side of your head is behind that line, a good inch maybe. Now, before you even hit the ball, you've got a good third of your head out in front of that ball. To me, Tom, you're chasing after that ball because the ball position is too far forward. So if you would learn how to get a ball position a little bit better and then stay behind your ball a little bit better, I think you're going to be good. Now, looking at your shots, like I said, I think you do a pretty good job. I love the impact position right there. You do a nice job with how everything looks very straight with your left arm at the impact. Doesn't look stiff. I like the left hand right there. You do a nice job with the release. Watch the glove disappear right there. So I like all that. But what gets me is I think your ball probably starts a little bit more left of your target line than what you'd like. It doesn't start to the right and it draws back. It may start left and go left a little bit or just stay straight left. Well, that to me is ball position and how you slide forward. So I think we got a pretty easy fix here, bud. When you look at your swing here, you do a nice job on the plane. Again, not changing any of this. I love the position you're in right there. The club head at halfway back runs right through your hands. So don't ever change that. You get to the top in a decent position. You get starting down, beautifully starting down right there. Love how the club angle sets down towards your right forearm. Now, from here's where I really see a lot of body going forward. And the club gets a little out of position right here. Right there is a little bit too far outside your hands. The body slides forward. Your right foot really comes up off the ground. And I know you're trying to stay behind that ball. I can see your head trying to do it, but it just can't because everything's going forward. And you'll see your golf ball from here take off a little bit left of target. You can see it jumping over here. And I like the way the club exits out over here. So, for the most part, Tom, you do a nice job with your swing. Now, driver, same idea. You get loaded nicely. The only thing with the driver, I'd say, is it just goes too far back. I mean, this thing's wrapped around your head too daggone far. If you could take this club and put it to there, worst case, there would be very acceptable. But it's so far wrapped around, the timing of that release of your driver has just got to be impeccable for a day that you can be consistent off the tee. One day you might hit it very well, the next day you might hit it left and right, and you might hit it well. You have to understand a couple things, and I was taught this later in life, not when I was a teenager. If you take this arc at the top of your swing, the further this club head is away from the golf ball at the top of the swing, the further you're going to hit it. The closer that club head gets to the golf ball, the shorter you hit it. And the reason you hit it shorter is because you got to waste so darn much energy getting that club back to the position you need to have it in. Now, when you're coming down again, I see a lot of body going forward, and so much so, watch how your body almost stops right there. Everything locks up and then comes across. I think that's why you pull a lot of your shots. I'm going to go back to that 6-iron, that face-on view, and you're going to see, watch your legs. They come down, hit, almost stop and jump up right there. And that to me is why you hit some pullage. So here's what I would say for you to work on. Number one, it all stems from a better ball position. So you got a club here on the ground, signifying where you're going. Well, let's put a club here on the ground, signifying ball position. And you make sure that's correct. Then, number two, when you swing the club down, I would like to see you work on keeping that entire left side of your face behind that line. That's going to help stop the slide forward and help you get through the ball a little bit better. Right now you're so far past it that you got to slow the hips down, speed the arms up, and you hit some pulls. So work on those two things. And thanks for sending your swing in to the Golf Digest Challenge. And once again, it's very simple. You don't have a lot wrong in your swing. Just like to get those couple touch-ups. Thanks again.